We're back on stream, and this is actually an early stream today. Um, yeah, won't go into the details, but I had to. If I wanted to do it today, it's today's time. So as I said, I'm gonna try to stick to the best time possible, like around evening CT. But if I can't make the time, I just fire off the stream. And so if you're interested to follow the journey, then you can just tag along and eventually just watch later. So yesterday we did so much stuff. I mean, yesterday was a good day. If you're interested in looking at that stream, you can, I think, go on X and get the history. Just quickly, as we get the data on our progress, as we have on the transparency board, we have, I think, about 115 now people on the waitlist, which is cool. ETF for going live is still the same as roughly this weekend. I mean, it's definitely going to be this weekend. If you're interested, you can go and join the waitlist. For those of you that are new here, the concept of the app is that you have an idea and you want to turn that into a strategy and then signals. So let's say you think you want to see if an idea you have is worth trading for or worth paying attention. You can go ahead and try to find out. So for example, the idea is, if Nasdaq drops 5% on the daily, buys a dip on BTC, and then close 7 days after, it's going to fetch a whole bunch of data and then tell you, that stuff is worth it. And so it's not only just that, but you can then backtest it after on BTC or other coins, and then you can also get the signals in real time. And we'll show you the improvement that we've made on signals. In fact, I mean, we've built a whole stack this morning for signals, which is a pretty cool feature. And we'll once we get the results here, we'll show you how this works. So that we should get the output of this, and then today I think we have we'll try and do an exciting implementation. I think it's gonna be just a proof of concept at this stage, but we wanna see how if it's possible at all. So interesting functionalities here. Is we basically have, we have a humongous drop, which is, I think, because the risk reward is absolutely nuts. I'm not exactly, I think this is the COVID crash actually. So it's actually not a crazy, I mean, it's actually the data. If you want to backtest it for a year, you can run the backtest and you'll have a different output. So obviously we did not have so many days with Nasdaq above 5% on the daily, but it's good to notice that this just hasn't been a successful strategy. So we now look at signals. And so let's say I wanted to save this strategy. So I go ahead and save it. It's going to appear on my strategy tab. So far, nothing new under the sun. I'm working through a sharing P&L, which is where it stands at the moment. We'll improve that. I'm not sure today, or eventually, perhaps is going to be an interesting find to understand how we can improve those visuals. But yeah, I wanted to show you the activate signals functionality. Yeah, okay, we actually picked the wrong the wrong item here, because I'm not all right, so we're figuring out bugs as we go, but let's take another strategy then, and have to look into exactly what happened. My guess is it's a time frame issue. Well, let's say we want to go live with this one. Okay, so we're getting so many bugs, which is interesting. All right, just to add on the bug stack. I should probably look at bugs more than I look at features at the moment, but I'm still gonna, want to show you how this looks like. So let's say I activate a strategy on this one, and this shows up here on the signals tab, and then accordingly it is going to tell me, well, to send me the signals and to also eventually get this on my Telegram. So I'm not going to show you my Telegram, but because there's a bunch of private info on there. But wait, can I show that? Yeah, you see the sort of output that you get on Telegram. So I think the flow I wanted to get initially from doing this app, which is take an idea, backtest it, see if there's value in it, and then get a signal. That flow is pretty much done. Obviously, I think I've done the 80% of the work with like 20% of the time, and then the remainder is going to take a lot more work, I think. We've refined slightly the capabilities, so you now have better categories on there. Like crypto macro, we've added a bunch of data points still. We've now added WebSockets for real-time ingestion of crypto prices, which allows us to do the signals. And something that is pretty cool is this AI trader functionality. So no signal has been kicked off just yet. We haven't done any, well, we haven't found any profitable strategies on a low time frame for Bitcoin. But the goal is that we have this AI trader that is picking the best strategies that we find, or that is found by the community, and that is I guess the best representation of a good trader. It's someone that has access to the information, like to the best strategies. Obviously, you rely on data, and so that's patterns. And so if things change from one day to the other, then obviously, past performance is not gonna show the future performance. And I'm not sure whether we will showcase the strategy behind this smart trader, but we will for sure show the trade log and the equity curve. I think what I want to do for today is we want to, and that I think is a pretty it's a pretty big endeavor. But what I think I want to do is first try and get, so just for the signals quickly, we non-triggered, but I did create a fake strategy that is just test every candle trader, and that just wanted to make sure the system worked. And so, if things work as they should, hopefully it does, that should pop up on my Telegram, but also the status here should change. Perhaps I need to refresh. This is live in prod, by the way. Now everything that we ship goes straight in prod. So I see here that it was checked a minute ago, so my Telegram should have updated, and yep, it did update, so that works nicely. You can see here the things. So the tricky thing is now, because this is running on both local and in production, I'm getting two signals at the same time. But I guess the challenge that we could go with for today, and I'm gonna just turn this off, is let's try and see if we can actually plug that on Hyperliquid. It's gonna be a proof of concept. I don't think this is gonna go, that's not gonna go to prod. Hey, Akin. Ouais, tout va bien. Tout va bien. Je fais ce nouveau challenge de streamer tous les jours. Sorry, I've opened Slack and I have 57 notifications. So I'm just trying to see because recently. Yeah, I have to reply to a few things. Sorry, it's wait, do you actually see my Slack messages? No, you don't. All right. Sorry for this. I'm running the company, and so the idea is we want to do this bold thing of integrating Hyperliquid. So there is some legal concerns. That's why we're not going to, I guess, like going from a strategy to signals to then directly trading off of this. We would have to, because we don't want to custody people's funds. That's the thing. And so I think the closest proxy to actually getting this done is if you let me check. If we create a vault on Hyperliquid, if we create a vault and then we do like this, like a systemic strategy, which is just, I mean, here that strategy is very simple, but, and this strategy is basically taking the AI traders. So it's AI traders, how this AI is going to think is, I'm taking the best crowdsourced information. So we'll look at all the ideas of everyone and look at the performance of each and attribute like a score to each strategy based on number of trades, and then try and work forward this and then see if there is really just any edge to be found here. So it's going to be a big plan for today, and I have obviously I've traded a lot on Hyperliquid in the past, so I want to see if we can actually make this work, and I actually have no. So although the prop firm is building on top of Hyperliquid, I'm not the main dev behind that, and so it's going to be a challenging endeavor. let's see. I think if this runs for more than 2 hours, we'll break it down into multiple episodes. But I think this is a good example of I guess just a proof of concept. Perhaps I just got myself into a bit bigger an endeavor that's a bit too much. So I'm not sure if I can draw here. Let me try and pull up a Figma board, see if that makes sense. All right, so taking a Figma board, and then let's go through. Can I draw this? I never draw on. All right. So, what's the plan? Plan for today. All right. I can draw. All right. Cool. So, plan we have for today is. We have. I guess we have. All right, we'll just type it in. It's gonna be easier. But so we have knowledge. We have knowledge. All right, knowledge is coming from the user, and so we can then. I mean, what we only do is then we filter that knowledge for whatever is best based on historical data. So filter for the best. And then this is basically, I mean, the output of this is what's in the brain of our AI trader. And then, that's very poorly explained, I think, but then all of this is getting ingested through signals. So whenever, based on a predefined condition, whether that's always taking the same example, but let's say if Mercury is retrograde, so I'm just have to check this stuff quickly. Why it's not again? Perhaps, sorry. Sorry, urgent request here. Stuff sorry, just urgent request, legal stuff. All right, so can you revert the agreement? Sorry, I really need to log in during these streams, but I'm I guess just CEO of the company. So yeah. Anyway, just we get the signals, and then what we want is we basically want to execute the signals. So the signals are then executed to Hyperliquid, like to Hypercore, and then because legal-wise it's gonna be tough. We don't want a custody funds, like then people can just go on Hypercore and then subscribe to the vaults, and then I think this is good marketing if we can get a good P&L and then good amount of TVL. And so here I'm mentioning that this is going to be a proof of concept because there's so much that goes into the execution. You're trading with actual money. And so today, if we can get a vault going and just deposit, $100 and get even just a very dumb strategy, that would be an insane progress. What's likely to happen is, well, we first want to get the app to launch. There's going to be mainly about growth. So the next few streams is just going to be about how can we grow the platform. While I'm at it, I actually haven't done any growth for this stream. So I'm just gonna quickly share. Let me check. Yo, I'm so bad at this. Alright, I think Restream has some issues with displaying the streams. So I'm just gonna pick up the Twitch stream. And then we'll go live with this challenge, which I like challenges, just this is gonna be an interesting one. I am live on Twitch. We are building the Hyperliquid execution of the signals. So I'll just share that on X, but the point is I think you want to split the main app, which sends the signals, and then the infrastructure that takes the signal, and then that will do the risk management on Hyperliquid. But I think for sake of proof of concept, we just want to see, okay, if that works. We'll probably not do it through a vault. We'll just take a random account, like a new address, and we'll try and play with $100 on this. So, all right. So the plan is that the signals of the AI traders are replicated live on Hyperliquid with real capital. So the plan is the signals of the traders are replicated live on Hyperliquid with real capital on both direction. I'm actually not sure how much you want to describe how much you want to describe this. Trade focus only on equity perps. On BTC perps. With both directions. Read the Hypercore documentation. All right. Let's see what we get here, and then I think we'll try and help it out slightly. As I said, the implementation here is not. Ideally, we first need to find a strategy that is working fine. That is working just. That is firing some signals. So what you want is and so we want, sorry, I have to reply to a bunch of stuff, but we want to do it on a separate wallet. So I'm actually gonna create a new our new wallet, which has, you know, very limited amount of capitals on it. And then I have to actually bridge some funds. I have to bridge some funds over, which I'll do just now. So we'll take I guess we'll just take a dust wallet, take $100 there, which is still good money. Just creating a new account, which is going to be my backtester account. XYZ. I'm gonna be. Alright, this account is created. I'm actually dropping the address on the chat. Wait, does that actually support? Yeah, it supports Hyper-EVM. I'm actually not sure if that is supporting Hyper-EVM. I'm doing it through Phantom. It's just the only thing I have. I guess I could create a different wallet. Alright, so we'll go ahead and bridge some funds over. Yeah, no, sorry. I mean, $100 is not necessarily dust, but I don't know. Depends. In bear market, no. Depends. All right, so I'm taking. Sorry, I have to bridge funds. I just want to be cautious with what I do. All right, so sands. All right, so we entered this stuff, man. Bridging funds over, because I have to be careful that I'm not. That I'm not leaking stuff. So that makes the exercise a bit tedious. All right, so I'm doing this stuff. All right, I confirm the address, and I'm bridging funds from Solana actually to Arbitrum, which is why I'm using my Phantom wallet for it. And we'll see then if we can get the activity address. Okay, we know. We'll see if then we can bridge that over to Hypercore and then start to make a trade. It's gonna be a good example of building with Hyperliquid. I don't encourage anyone to actually do what I do here, which is vibe code straight to like a real environment with actual funds. But yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're now getting, I believe, let's see if we can connect the Phantom wallet. All right. So all right, let's see. I should have done that off stream, to be honest. All right, so good stuff. We are getting there. We're getting there, Lewis. So we got $100, and all right, I have to go. All right, so settings, active network. All right, so I'm taking again this off stream for a bit. And then we will go to settings and then active network. And actually, preferences. Settings active and enable request for this chain. I actually can't enable requests for, man, this is a mess at this point. But I can't seem to, because they support Hyper-VM, they don't support Arbitrum. Am I just tweaking here? Default preferred. All right, so security and privacy. It's good I'm doing this while everything is running in the background. Connected apps, active address. Connected app. All right, so it looks like, man, Phantom. If someone here has a clue on how Phantom, Arbitrum, EVM support, do they not support Arbitrum? Okay, so apparently it does not support Arbitrum. So, all right, let me create a Rabby wallet, just for sake of that, and then re-import the wallet that's just created from Phantom wallet. Sorry for this hiccup. Per position. And we should be good. Just, it's crazy, and just want to get $100 over to Hyperliquid. I already have an address, seed phrase of private key, and then hopefully you don't see what I'm doing. But I am manage accounts, backtester, show private key, and then I am showing the EVM key. All right, and then I'm getting that key over to Rabby, and then saying the password, and then we should finally be good to go after this. So private key done. All right, so sorry for all the troubles. And then if I now connect on let's see, Rabby, tell me I have Rabby on what connect. Yeah, I have Rabby. All right, this should open my Rabby, my freshly created Rabby account. And that doesn't work. It's cool. All right, so nothing works today. It's a bit disheartening. Oh, there we go. No, Rabby works now. Connect. All right, so we now have everything that we need. All right, so sorry for this. It was a bit of a strange start, but reason for this is my work laptop, so like all wallet stuff I have to be careful because I'm clicking on so many links. But we are getting we're getting everything ready. So yeah, no, agree. Rabby is I mean, I use Rabby personally. So we're getting this address, $100, and the concept is we have built a pretty cool backtesting app. By the way, if you want to explore some strategies, you have those strategies that work over time. This one actually worked for 5 years. I mean, on a 5-year time horizon, with 50% drawdown and returns of north of 500%. So Now, keep in mind that the number of trade is limited. We actually don't have very low time frame strategies. The reason for it is because I know the system we're building is not the most solid system ever, because we don't have large servers, etc. We might go into this, but if you're a very time frame trader, as in we're talking about 1 minute time frame, our system isn't going to be doing a lot of good work. So I think we get a plan here that's done by Claude. The goal is to replicate. All right, so the summary of the prompt is, let's see, it was 6 on live. 6 is our all-time high, so crypto is at all-time lows, but we're doing good. We are doing good. So goes to replicate these signals live on Hyperliquid with real capital. So what we're doing with the AI trader is crowdsourcing the best ideas that we have from the strategies. And this is only going to be something that I'd be able to do as an admin, as I will be. Yeah, so the point is the strategies will be, I mean, we're talking about longer term, you know, it's like an hour time frame, or we actually ingest the candles from Binance on a 1 minute. But realistically, is you have some, like if you're looking at 1 minute time frames, you have you know, latency, which then becomes an issue. And that, otherwise, I would do like a market making bot, but realistically, is you can't have an edge. I mean, the edge is the infrastructure, and our thing is hosted on Railway at the moment, and you know, it's not the most solid stuff. So. And so just for growth-wise, I think a Hyperliquid Vault is going to do a lot of cool things. All right, so signal workers generate signal, AI trader, and then Hyperliquid executor is new real capital. Okay, new dependency, Hyperliquid. We'll get the key. And then I suppose, I'm not sure how vaults work. Wait, let's first deposit the capital in Hyperliquid. Bro, do I just not have any gas and that's why I have the issue? I haven't used Hyperliquid. Oh no, yeah, I did get some gas through the bridging, sorry. Alright, so transaction done. I need to enable deposit confirm. Alright, so I'm gonna and the vault creation fee is $100. So we'll first get it on the address and not do a vault. We'll eventually do a vault after. So what you want is that if we go on, we'll trade BTC only. But what you want is that a trade that's coming through signals. So we have this, sure that P&L is bad, but we have, it's literally just a test strategy, so it's nothing serious, but everything that's coming through here should be executed on Hyperliquid. Proof of concept, we're happy to blow up the $100 there. Hopefully it doesn't come to this. And I'm just looking at the script here. We're able to use leverage. Set 2 to 3x leverage per trade. And so it's not something that's going to hit prod right away. It might at some point, but we want to, I will split the signals from the execution. and the risk management layer. Otherwise, this is going to be a mess. Like imagine you have a vault with a TVL of I don't know, a few millions, and then I don't know if even like someone has access to whatever, just not gonna work. So we actually have we're building the prop firm on the side. I can probably show the progress at some point of the prop firm. I think if we have a long generation, we will show this on the progress that we're making on the prop firm. ETA for the prop firm to go live is in about 2 weeks, give or take. And that's first going to go live with paper trading, and then we'll go live with actual trading in a separate time. But we will just take things step by step. And for the execution on the Hyperliquid, it's likely, should we find a signal that we think is exciting, then we want to get the whole signal generation disconnected from the execution. So if there is anything that blows up on the signal side, we have good management on the Hyperliquid side, which enables us to just make sure funds are not at risks, etc. Yeah, we'll see if I get more confident or excited, might just create a vault. But today, I don't know. I still think we've got an hour and 20 minutes to make this work. I don't think Claude is gonna one-shot this. Potentially it will. And I can show you the progress potentially on Proper quickly while we're at it. So Proper being the prop firm. Being the prop firm, and we are just pull the latest. You would not believe the amount of code that goes into, we're shipping so much code across the board at Xborg. So I'm gonna show you quickly. Go to alpha. Just gonna show you what's the pull. Okay, run the app. So I'm just gonna show you that whilst we have Claude running on the Hyperliquid execution. We basically we've replicated a trading engine, which you would expect to have on Binance, paper trading or Bybit demo. We finished off the liquidation engine, and now we are baking in the challenge rules. So I think I got frozen for a bit, but just the ability to have any rule that you would expect in a prop firm. And I'm less active on this stack, mostly because it's a lot more serious work. The stuff we do at backtester is of lower importance. Backtester being an app to help traders out. So to me, it's really just a growth mechanism for the prop firm, even though I think it's gonna generate decent revenue. If you haven't signed up, by the way, you can sign up now on backtester.xyz. and you'll be one of 115 to get access to waitlist and to get some free credits to start using the app. Credits, but we are giving off, I think, $10 worth of credits. And we've got our port 3000 that's completely crashed, I think. And yeah, all right. So if that takes more time, might not do the proper presentation today. But I wanted to show you I can actually show you the UX if you're interested of the proper app. So that's the main. I guess that's where traders are going to spend most of their time is on this platform, where you can just look at. I mean, it's a similar UX as Hyperliquid, and that in itself I think is a good edge over other apps, because when you look at other firms like Breakouts or any others, they're not doing the execution themselves, and they're partnering with third-party, not sure how you call this, but brokers to execute the trade. So the UX is terribly bad, and here we're leveraging Hyperliquid and the unit protocols and the other HAP3 protocols to deliver a great experience. So I'm actually not going to do the proper stuff directly because we're getting too sidetracked. The app on port it just killed the process. So we will start again and see where we stand. All right, so looks like we got something to work, to be honest. All right, so for Hyperliquids, I'm gonna add the environment variables quickly. We have only $100 on the account. And it's going to be fun to watch the AI tech trades for us live on Hyperliquid. And yeah, it's likely to happen today. Hopefully we can. I think you would want to have this in a per trade. Okay. Can you do UI for this within the AI Trader tab? We will see if we can get the AI sorted for this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be plugging this data. So we need the different environment variables. And so I'm going to be taking this off the screen. And I actually need to extract my private key as well. So please bear with me. I actually need a minute for this. All right, so private key, wallet address. And let's see. Do you guys think we'll be able to do it by the end of the session? I'm getting, every day I'm getting more impressed by the abilities of Cloud Code, but that would be quite crazy, to be honest. Hyperliquid max. Alright, so hyperliquid address. Let me pull this up. So if you don't see anything, it's normal. I'm manipulating the private keys. Something I don't recommend doing, by the way, but I'm doing it with amounts I'm okay to lose. I lose. And I just want to be cautious still with how I show this. Alright, so that is done. So I'm plugging everything there. Perhaps should have done a bit of prep for this call. I just want to make sure it got the private key here. So overall, just it's an exciting time because we're quite close to launching the app. I mean, both apps actually. So you see nothing on the screen, and that's normal. All right. So we're back here. I'm definitely not comfortable manipulating private keys while on stream, but if that's what it takes to get some growth, I'm happy. So I do think we've got Claude that just doesn't know what to do now. It's drizzling, so it's a bit bugged out, but we want to see let's actually check what it did. Nice, so you can page client. It actually hasn't done anything about Hyperliquid so far. Okay, so a bit of a mystery so far. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we get. All right, so you get this sign. We get this sign for the no Hyperliquid execution yet. If we don't have the environment variables loaded, but we do. So hopefully that should work. I think what we can do in the meantime is, oh, there we go. We get the execution here. And I just want to make sure like now what we want to do is test if any of this stuff works. So we will try and pick a very low time frame strategy. So to say on the 5-minute chart, buy BTC when it is oversold, and then sell, cut when it is, well, I guess cut 2 candles after. And that should generate a lot of trades. So what we want ideally is not sure why this is bugged out. I can't not sure why I honestly can't navigate through this, so I'm basically stuck here. So what you want is to generate a low time frame strategy. We'll pick one even if it doesn't work, because we just want to see if the execution is going to run successfully. I'm not sure what to do now. Enter to view. Okay, there we go. No, they are in the local. All right. Apparently, it's not reading the keys. Just and I actually haven't run the migration, I think. We'll run the migration now for this functionality. And then that should keep the log. Yeah, there we go. That is run successfully. All right, for example, that strategy on the 5 minute. But it's a lot of work. 6,400 trades. But it's I guess it's, you know, it's not the best, but it's let's see. All right, so let's try and save this. We save this, we'll activate the signals. And again, this is the cool thing is now I'm getting more and more confident in the strategy engine. So we added a lot of data set. Data is fairly clean, so I'm fairly confident that we now have, this is great UX. Typically, I was wondering about this, and then we get it to work. All right, let me just check what's up with the private keys. All right, just putting the keys manually there. And so if you have any trade ideas, trading strategies, example, I could use ChatGPT, I just don't have my price sweeps low. All right, we'll try and see price retraces into a new bullish order block. Based on risk. All right, let's see if that one works. Got no clue, and I think this is how the average user is going to be thinking about this. So let's see if that one works. If I just paste that straight into the thing, think the thing I'm not confident about is the Keltner channels. But let's see. But I don't even think we've got 10 people now, so it's I think 10 people on Twitch, or 9 on Twitch, which is a all-time high for us. So welcome everyone. Happy to answer any questions you have. And let's see if that one works. It's really cool. I'm not sure what Keltner channels are, but we shall find out. He's on the left. Alright, so sorry. The app had to relaunch, so it killed the process. That's something, by the way, we can actually try this on the main app with my account. See what's up. So user experience should be the same. And we want to see if that works. All right, so everything is running good. And then I think you would. I have no admin management for the AI trader. It's probably something I wanna add. But now Hyperliquid execution. You see Hyperliquid live. It's connected. There's currently no open position, but the goal is we will try and see if we can get a good strategy to execute on a low time frame. And if not, then we'll try and test like a random strategy, apply it to the AI trader, and the goal is that we're getting Hyperliquid trades from our system. Because the thing is, our system is mostly good. If I look at the good strategies, so the other cool aspect of this app is I have an agent that runs 24/7 that's looking at every capability that we have, and it's looking at the best strategies possible. And what's also true in traditional markets is that there is little edge to be found on very low time frame, because low time frame is you can have a lot of manipulations, you can have things that are irrational. Unless you're an order flow trader, I think there is little edge in trading. I mean, in day trading, I think most of the money is made over the more medium term, and that's why there is just too much randomness. And here we actually have an issue on this strategy. I suspect it is because of. Let's try and see let's try and see if that's because of the Keltner things. It's getting tricked when it says, for example, avoid news events. The system is getting tricked. So these are things that we can make better over time, but I believe the system should work unless it's taking the 1 minute chart as I'm not even sure we have the 1 minute data on BTC, so we'll try and troubleshoot. It's going to be a good example. So now if you go to AI Trader, you can see Hyperliquid live. And let's see, I'm going to be trying to do something that's a bit exotic, and I will say, can you add Well, can you let me toggle and add new strategies? It's not something that will be live by the time you see this. To the strategy roster. So what I'm gonna do is try and force the, and we still have an issue on this. So I'm gonna have to check. Let's do one last check, which is the 5 minutes thing. And then if that doesn't work, I'd be really interested to know why. We still have, what's cool is that you have an admin panel where I see this type of edge cases, and obviously system will have to have improvements. And that's one of them. And that's what I'm refining. Every time I'm not on stream, that's what I'm trying to refine, just making sure things work properly for the launch. And that typically is not good at all. But things like VWAP, MACD, and RSI should be really easy to understand for the system. Perhaps it's the combination of the 3 items that's a bit hard, but I've done a lot more sophisticated stuff in the past with this tool. And we have a toggle that's going to be, so what I'm going to do now is, if we can't get this low time frame strategy to work, because ideally we test on a good strategy, something that's it's not screwing us, but if we don't, then I'm going to be forcing the same strategy as I have on the as I showed earlier, on the signal strategy, and then it's just going to be, I guess, taking trades and trades and trades. All right, there we go. That one, for example, works. So we'll have to figure out. I do think it's the time frame. I'm not, because 1 minute I don't think I fetch enough data. So potentially we'll have to see. I do suspect it's the time frame that's the issue. Anyway, what I'm going to do for the user experience is if you have this, we'll check the last trade logs. Like how many trades does it take? Yeah, it takes a few trades a day, and I don't think this is going to be sufficient. But let's add this one to our stack. So you see the power of the app. I think that, to me, that I really think this is cool. If you can have then this strategy on your board, there we go, and then you wanna activate signals. Now it's in your tab here, and then if you connect your Telegram account, then it's gonna be running this strategy. So we get this now, and that was in prod, by the way, that was not in local. Now that because it's bound to the same account and to the same DB, exact same environment, it's going to change by the time we hit prod. But if I go on signals here, I should have the exact same stuff, which I do. Yeah, again, you'll be able to check this pretty soon. So if I go now to AI Trader, I will administer myself, so you won't see this. But we have a strategy roster, and I can add now a strategy. to this thing. So I'm taking the latest strategy, which is the 5-minute scalping. It's got a profit factor of 1.1, which is not good. But now I want to see, and I will actually add. All right, let's see what we can. Let's do a really dumb strategy. Do strategy on the 5-minute time frame. You take 5 minute. I think it's not recognizing 5 minute. You take all right, we'll say just go long BTC on the 5 minutes time frame. If the last number in the current time frame minute is a prime number. Why does that shouldn't work? It still doesn't work. I'm getting bugs live, but I've tried to refine the system so it's like you gate the user experience a bit. Go long Bitcoin 5-minute chart. Let's just try and trick the system just to say multi-correlation. Alright, now it found something, but let's try and build that system where it just go long BTC on the 5-minute chart if the last number in the current time frame minute is a prime number. The best strategy there is, but we might, I don't know, we might just get lucky. What you want is to have a trade that triggers so that, by the way, this should have run if more than 5 minutes elapsed. Let's see. Let's see, I think we're getting the app to crash a bit. Let me try and see what's up. I'm not sure if that's my internet or that's a website. I'm looking at the prod logs, don't see any prevalent issues. And we have the app that's completely crashing now. Let's see what's going on. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, so I'm a bit in a stuck situation. All right, and that one doesn't work either. So still some ways to go. Let's see, I think what we'll do is this, we'll try and replicate a signal. A very dumb signal, and we'll try to execute that on Hyperliquid. Just trying to see if I add a new signal to the roster does that execute. on Hyperliquid. On the Hyperliquid, if a new signal is triggered. I'm not sure I'm clear there, but just want to see if I think the app is, I don't know, the app is slow and is not sure what's going on. Everything's just crashing down. Is it my internet or I don't know? Yeah. I'm getting yeah, I think I have some issues on the database. Let's see, I think scaling is going to be an issue with this app. But we basically have a, I'm not sure, the database is basically crashed. Well, I think I have some connection. It's probably I have connection issues. But I think I'm getting just timeout issues with the app. Yeah, none of my info works here. All right, let me just try and bump up the infra quickly. See if that does anything to the app. Because I can't even access any of my DB tables, which is then making the app not accessible. As I said, I think I've done like probably 80% of the features that are required to create a great user experience, but what's going to make it is now the growth. And growth is a whole different game. Plus scalability, and that's going to take a ton of time for not much return initially. But let's see. I'm just trying to check. We don't have any positions on BTC, so you can assume that the bot still hasn't worked. And we basically have everything that's offline. So let me check our infrastructure. I can see on the logs that everything's timing out. Yeah. Yeah, we basically have the app that's completely failing. And this is gonna be fun. Yeah, we have the app that crashed. As we go to prod and hopefully we get to, I don't know, the 1K users, this is gonna be really fun. Debugging stuff and be like, yeah, I wanna launch this. I'm a Superman, I wanna launch this stuff and then everything crashes down. This is gonna be fun. Alright, so alright, now I think alright, everything's just being restarted. We've got a DB upgrade, nothing basically works. Alright, site can't be reached. So, sorry for anyone viewing, but hopefully there was not a hack and we are still safe. But as it stands, yeah, we basically have everything crashed. So let me check. Alright. Alright, so how can I fix this stuff? I have no clue how to, because it's my first time. My first time building something on Railway, so I have no clue how to scale the environments. So let's see, let's try and get the app back up and then, wait. Well, you know what, let's try and ask Claude what we should do in that case. And let's try and get through it. My app in prod completely crashed. Railway, help me out. I have no clue what to do in that situation, because I have everything, nothing's responding. Superbase absolutely dead. Is that a Superbase issue? Maybe, because Superbase is just not responding at this stage. I can't access any of my tables. Okay, so does just nothing work at the moment? Nothing works? No, I think Superbase works now. I hope. Alright, there we go. We're back. So it was a Superbase issue. We're back. Chill. We're back. Good. Alright, so we can go back to what we wanted to do initially, which is see if we can get live trades on Hyperliquid. So we have this 5-minute scalping strategy on BTC. Let's say all good for now. We have this 5-minute scalping strategy, which should be plugged into our AI trader. And yeah, all right, so go on signals. This still hasn't generated a signal. And we want something to generate a signal. So we'll test every candle. We'll be the every candle trader. All right, so we will first activate this back on. But then the issue is we have the prod environment that's also firing the same signals at the moment. But the good thing is the prod environment doesn't have the Hyperliquid key, so I think we'll be able to make it work regardless. So we'll try and see the signals that we get. We'll be on the lookout for my Telegram channel. So all right, so you see I have this done. Confidence number isn't real, but let's try and see if we can get this plugged in through our AI trader. And that to me should work, or at least that is going to help us test things around. So wait, I'm just trying to find, I don't have a search bar here, but I'm trying to find the test strategy that we've made. And all right, haven't found it. In the ad strategy on the AI trader and a search bar to go through. Now I'll to so we have I don't see the test strategy on there. I'm just I'm perhaps just impatient. And then we will, because we can't get a live signal, and I want to get it to work. We want to get it to work. Come on. And then we will, like, provided we get enough time here, we might get an actual real signal that's gonna fire off. All right, so test. Why don't we have this? Or is it not called test? It's this one, every candle trader. And you can see the logs here. Equity curve is really bad, but every candle trader. Let's see. Why I can't add the candle trader to the strategy roadster? Help me. It's a really dumb concept because I don't know why the filter here doesn't work. Is it because of this not being a profitable strategy? I'm not sure. I haven't done the work for it, but we want to see if the execution works, and then let's see. That'd be really cool. Akin, where did you learn on how to interact with Hyperliquid? Well, I did try a few things in the past. Hyperliquid being one. I did build the premise of a market making bot on Hyperliquid, and it's not very hard. It's very much like a Web 2 integration. So let's see now if I get the, do I need to refresh? If I go and try to get the test, alright, I can add the test. So now this is where things get spicy, because we should get stuff triggered on Hyperliquid, or at least we'll be able to debug what's happening. To debug that stuff. So I'm literally just waiting now. We'll wait for a new signal to be triggered, and then I see. All right, so Let's see, I think we have an issue here because we have this bad boy here that generated a signal a minute ago. So let's say test generated a signal a minute ago, but I don't see the trade log on the AI trader plus no hyperliquid execution. Help me troubleshoot. Let's see what we get here. It's a really dumb it's a really dumb bot. But literally just looking at taking a trade every minute. But I'd be really glad to see if we can get a trade through. And then not just a trade, but you want to see a position being closed and being monitored, so the whole flow. Alright, every candle, okay, there are trades being created, 3 entries, one of it. Alright, so apparently it's a UI issue. But I can also see that yes, so on the message, would a customer be able to scroll through all the strategies and pick and choose which one it wants, and or does it work correctly? So yeah, so essentially you have as a normal user, you have free credits that enable you to come up with your own strategies, and then you have the Explorer tab. You will be able to look at some strategies, but if you want to have access to the full spectrum of strategies, you'll have to have like basically a pro account, and then the AI trader will have the summary of all of the best strategies, and will do sort of weighted average of all those strategies, and that's the way it's going to work. And I think there will be, if we find something that's relevant, we might do some promotion, or like do newsletters with strategies that we think are relevant. I think I'm more thinking about growth than revenue at this stage, but I want to see what customers want first. All right, so apparently the trades are there. So if I go to AI traders, I should see. All right, so we see that we have trades going on, which is cool. Execution. Why is it saying? All right, so that's a cool thing. Hyperliquid skip with reason position too small, has 0. What do you mean I have 0? I have $100. I have, and I'm on hypercore. Ah, wait. Yeah, sorry. Is it because I'm on the spot market? It might be because I'm on the spot, no? This is the spot market, or this is the perps? Oh, this is the perps. If I trade, can I do a trade here? 0.01 BTC. No, I have something. No, I have. Not sure what happened there. Let's see. But it's great that we obviously trade log is really bad, and we'll switch this off from the strategy roadster. But this is what users will see is you'll, my view is that there it is. All right, that's the point, is we got it in spot, not perps. Why can't I transfer things around? All right, when unified trading is enabled trading. The fuck is this? Well, I think I'm genuinely retarded here. When unified account is enabled, trading is from a single unified account. Okay, when unified account. So I know Hyperliquid unified spot and perps, but I do think, is it because of this? Default disable, yeah, there we go. If I disable unified trading account, which is, as I understand, you can margin your spot. So now I should be, yeah, there we go. Now I can transfer to perps. So that was the issue, and that came with latest upgrade, I think. So now it's transferring the 98. So let's look at our BTC. And then we show, I think this is gonna go through. I'm pretty confident. The fix was that, okay. All right, cool. All right, cool, let's go. Cool. Well, I actually don't have to reply. Let's see if we get the Hyperliquid execution. There we go. No position too small. I still have this close short. When was this? Was that not updated? Let's see why I get still position too small. And if you're interested in building stuff building overall, and you want to discuss about your ideas, I'm happy to help out, happy to give a thing. I'm by no means a good good product person. I do have some experience, but if you want to get some feedback on some stuff, or you want me to try something out, I'm all ears. So now we're getting closer. So we're solving the gaps, and now we're getting closer. Price must divisible by tick size. All right. So you can feel that next trade is gonna hit home, and you can see a trade log. That trade is open. Size is 2K. But this is 2K because of the 100,000 account. The cool thing is we have the balance here, and I think just for marketing stunts, I might add like 1K on this directly within a vault, and then people will be able to see the performance of the AI trader right into Hyperliquid. All right, fixed. Next signal should be on. And in the end, it was not so much work. I mean, we did set. All right, skip. So the logic works. I mean, if you see it failed, and so then it just skipped. It did not try and close a short that was not existing, because if you close a short, that means you go long. So it could have just said, okay, I go long on this, which it did not do, which I guess is good news. Let's see. All right, so now I don't know why we got 2 times close short, or perhaps just try to close a. What's interesting is it never goes long. Is that the current state of the market? We're just trying to get one trade to go through, please. And the P&L is not too bad for now. We're getting it's so random. It's probably one of the most random execution you would want. But I still have no position, which is annoying. No position to close. Let's see, that one at 05 should have been executed. I'm not sure why. At 05 did not execute. But it was. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's try and give it a minute. See if the next trade that goes through comes in. Oh, there we go. No BTC position to close. So it tried to. The thing is, this one went short. Wait, it went short. Okay, I think HL execution isn't following the trade line. The trade line. No, I think the execution part is going to be handled outside of the scope of the system, just of security risk. And so I think we just want to first get a good quality of signals. And then once we have signals that we're happy about and that's thoroughly tested, then we'll build another infrastructure that just handles execution, because that in itself is I think a very different beast. Because you have to, if you're using user founds, then you can't just fuck it up. But the difference between executing on Bybit or Binance and Hyperliquid is like there is none. Hyperliquid, in terms of integration, Hyperliquid is really just at this stage just a Web 2 platform. So let's see. I'm very happy with the. I'm still getting this issue. See, the tick size is already in the code locally. The signal working needs to be restarted to back it up. All right. The real issue is that the tick size. All right. So that's the bug. Have to restart. I actually don't want this to hit prod. I think I'll detach the, because as you understand, we have all of these strategies being monitored in real time from all of the events that we have, like the capabilities that we have. Oh, there we go. We actually got filled. We have a trade live, so that's cool. We have a bot that's trading for us, and then it's gonna trade for us. You see, we've made a sense. So this is trading for us, and we'll see if and we're losing money now. And we'll see if this is also closing for us. My view is that this is going to close for us, but I might be wrong. Obviously, when it comes to all of this, then you have position management and all of that. So like a lot of things to do. Wait, and now you can see the P&L is shown, but the issue is we don't have status said failed, so I'm wondering why did we get a failed status with a live trade? So I think what you want is, and the P&L of the AI trader is actually positive now, which is cool. Like I see so many, and that is not meant to be positive because it's not going to take so many trades. It's more so more of a longer time frame type stuff. But the goal of that bot is to generate 30-40% a year. That'd be a good thing. All right, now the thing is, why do I have a negative P&L with the price being oh yeah, sorry, because I'm shorting the fixes and okay. Oh. Wait, so it actually fired a manual. All right, so now we actually see. Wait, do we actually see? Yeah, but I wonder what's the bug here? The live position you see is from the manual test. Well, but the worker is only working locally. Why not? Why not show? Well, why is it still failing? Let's see if we have to restart the workers, but we have a small work, but we've got a $4 P&L so far. All right, so now we're getting new. I'm just trying to solve this. Price must be divisible by tick size. the thing is, it's never going long. This strategy is basically only ever going short. So if I let's say I take the last year. So now I'm not net short anymore. Action already expired. Oh, perhaps it already closed it for me. Alright, so I've closed that long. Let's see if if we can get a full loop going of me opening a short and then closing the short. That'd be good. And we still have this issue. I think we got this issue because we tried to sell something that was not, because we closed it manually. Let's see. Next time it should try to sell. And then if it sells, then we will be able to close the short. Alright, so now let's give me a close short. We have to wait about a minute now. Let's try and see. Let's see if. Alright, that one is open, but that one is still not opening. Close short. This hasn't triggered, for example, like the trade at 6:15 hasn't materialized. Alrighty. But see, I think we had one of the workers not working. P&L is up. Let's see, I really want to get this loop going, and then what we'll do after this is I will clean up the state of the AI trader, and we'll actually let the bot trade, and I want to see what's happening overnight with those strategies. See if we can take a trade, and then think of a risk management framework. Overall, just position management, because as you understand, they're all trading BTC. Like, well, this one's trading ETH, but that one's trading BTC, 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 and so some will go long, some will go short. So I want to know what's the net positioning and how can I get the net positioning across the assets. The server is restarted. Alright, so server is restarting. And oh, there we go. We have a short. It's back on. Was that a manual trigger? No, there we go. Alright, we've made it. So I'm happy we get this. And then I just want to see if I get filled or not, and then I guess small. I mean, that was small work in the end, but we'll clean this up, and we will just try and check if we can close that so we know Hyperliquid works both ways. And then we will take this strategy away from the strategy roster. After, we also want to check if then that's taking it away from the Hyperliquid execution. Hopefully it does, and then we're trying to just, it's a waiting game now, so we want to wait a minute, and then we'll discuss about position sizing for the rest of the trades. So that trade is open. Okay. Nothing new under the sun here so far. How does this current backtested strategy differ from the one that's built by Quant? I mean, this is not the goal of the app here is not to give you backtested strategies. That's not the point. The point here is rather that you go from an idea to a strategy, and we want that to come from the user. I think there is little, like, basically it's like super hard to find an edge, but I think each user, they might have some inspiration depending on the. All right, so now that close short, and then we close short, so the whole loop is built. So Quant is more so like automated trading based on the edge that they find, and for me it's more how can you as a user come up with your own edge. So it's like more of a layer on top of Quant, if you will, and honestly it's I don't think we have the same ambitions. It's really a side project for the prop firm. And let's see now if we turn this off. Let's see if this is turning off the execution on Hyperliquid as well. That should, in theory, turn off the execution. And then we will discuss about position management, because we will let this run overnight, and then we'll be able to track the progress. So what's interesting here is that we still have I turned off this strategy, but it's still running for So let's see what we get. Yeah, so I have toggled off the test every candle from the AI trader basket. Still showing in the trade logs. I want to see what happens, because that's obviously not something that you want to happen in prod. Like, if we have a trade that's being put on, we don't want to play with real capital. And yeah, the other differences with Quant is the data aggregation type. I don't think there is much edge to be found in TA, like technical analysis, but I think there is more edge to be found. Okay. There's more edge to be found in correlation with other data sets. So like stuff like I want to go long BTC when the Nasdaq is having a -2% day, and then close the day after. Let's find out, by the way, what's the result of this. Go long BTC when the Nasdaq has a -2% there, and then close 2 days after. Let's say. Well, close 1 week after. Let's see what the output. And so then you have this idea, but you don't get the signals. So I want to get the signals after, and then I also want to get the trades represented. All right, so I think this is. I think we've filtered everything for now, so we don't see. We don't refetch the whole data, but now we have the strategy roster as we wanted. So now I've cleaned up the roster for only good strategies. Like I would say refine and then I'm just gonna go on for another, let's say 10-15 minutes, and then I have to go. Refine the strategy, the hyperliquid implementation for something more robust, account for trade positions. For example, if one strategy is long BTC, but another is short, how do you account for that? And then once we have this covered, then we'll go to prods and we'll leave it overnight, and so I'll be able to show the P&L of this strategy. And then I would say, we want to go live this weekend with the app. I think you won't see the strategy roster. I think only some pro users will see the strategies with the highest return, and the ones that are, I would say, a bit more significant. So for example, this one on BTC, 80% return, and over 1,500 trades, which is very significant. But those will be made available for pro users today. The so we're refining this implementation, but today I am pro user. If you want to be pro user at the beginning, we'll probably do some raffles, but the pro users is going to enable you to to opt in for signals. I think it's going to be one signal for a free user, and then if you're pro, it's unlimited. Potentially some access to new data, like early data, access to what we call analysis, and then chart explorer, which is more for the, I would say, advanced traders. And then I think the ability to see the underlying strategies for the AI trader is also going to be a pro functionality. But initially, there will be enough for the average user to see if that's a platform that is of any interest. So let's see, we are building the span for the Hyperliquid position management, and then we'll go live. I did not put any music on that stream, but I'm happy with the results so far. We're getting more views than the previous days, so it's cool. And I'm committed to streaming this every day, and you'll see new apps. I think the thing that we want to discuss further is the growth of the app. Like, how do you get people to go on the app? So, for example, if you go to the strategy tab, you will see that one, the one we tried out. I actually haven't think of this, but it was a bad strategy to go long BTC when the Nasdaq has a -2% there. We've also added this. I haven't mentioned it at the beginning of the stream, but we've added data freshness. So for whichever data it's taking, you have a log of the data here. I actually don't want to publish something that's not good. But you can see the share P&L. Today it looks bad, but we'll work on it after that stream and eventually tomorrow if I haven't found the time. And then I suspect that if you download this, it looks just like this, and I guess it's something that you could share on socials. And now we just want to build the execution of Hyperliquid, to be more thorough, because we'll leave that overnight. So we want to make sure we all right, so let's see the plan. It got the AI trader roster has multiple strategies that independently fire BTC signals. Wait. All right. We have a weighted consensus system where all active strategies vote on direction. Only the net position is replicated and hyperliquid. All right, that's interesting. The Redis lock prevents concurrent. All right, I think that looks interesting, but I'm not really sure we'll even get consensus on this. All right, we'll just fires. The thing is, I don't. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever get a consensus. But let's see, we lose nothing trying. Oh, and we have oh, we actually have some positions firing. The 5-minute position. Wait. Okay, I have to investigate, but we have the 5-minute scalping example that just triggered. The reason why it's triggered 2 times is because we have both the local instance and the prod instance running. But now the issue, well, the question is, why wasn't this running on the AI trader? Oh no, it was running. Okay. I think what happened there is because we had some well, we were doing some refactoring. It actually did not trigger, but I think it would have otherwise triggered, which is a shame because we would have hit a profit on this strategy. The cool thing is it did trigger on my Telegram. And it did hit the take profit. Obviously, latency and all makes it pretty random, but yeah. I actually think we will end this stream now. It's a bit of an abrupt close, but otherwise we'll just run too much, and I have a lot of work to be done on Slack with my team. So thanks so much, everyone, for attending. That was great seeing some of you, and yeah, we'll come back same day, well, roughly the same time tomorrow.